Welcome everyone to round 3, the final round of October 9th. Star Wars Unlimited Night over at Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. Once again, if you guys are looking for a place to play some Star Wars Unlimited, check out Valkyrie Vault in Brownsburg, Indiana. Thursday nights, 6 p.m., $5 entry, and you always walk away with a promo pack and a pack of the current set. More packs are given to the top 3 placing of the event. Anyways, for this final round, I am bringing back Cassian Spark Red that we saw back in round 2 of October 2nd's Locals Night. I'll ping that now for YouTube for you all. And it's going up against Ray Blue. Okay, a couple of fun decks I really like. I really do like Ray Blue. So anyways, before we jump into game number 1, let's do a quick recap of these decks. Cassian Spark Red is all about beating down your opponent with guys with 3 or more attack. When you do 3 or more damage to an enemy base, you may tap one, pay 1, tap him, and then you can draw 1 card. Cassian flips for 6 on attack. Again, if 3 or more damage has been dealt to your opponent's base, you may draw 1 card. So it's all just about a beatdown strategy. All your guys are going to always have 3 or more power, especially your 2-drop. That way you can beat your opponent's face in with all of your guys, and it's going to be quick-paced beat-down strategy. And Ray Blue over here is all about little guys gaining more power and basically experience tokens everywhere, as well as being able to heal because of vigilance. Ray states on our front side, action, pay 1 tapper. You may give an experience token to a unit with 2 or less power on it. Ray flips for 6, and then she can also does the same thing on her backside. She gives her give experience tokens to units that have 2 or less. Give an experience token to a unit with 2 or less power. So basically your thing is that you're running guys that are 2 or less power. You're going to give them an experience token. You have the ability to then use characters like Hondo and Naka to move around those experience tokens. You're in double blue, so you'll be able to give more experience tokens with Doom. You're in vigilance, so double blue meaning you have vigilance, you have all the heals, you have all the good kill with takedown, failed dragon, and rivals fall. So basically you're playing a pseudo control strategy with Ray against a beatdown strategy with Cassian. So without further ado, let's jump into game number 1. Here we go, folks. We're all signed up. Mainly Ray's going to start off with an Arc 1 and a Restored Arc 170 with a 2-3 in the sky there with Restored 1. And then we're going to go for a Kentra, I forget the name. But anyways, again, it already has that 3 damage. Like I said, a lot of your 2 to 3 drops are always going to have 3 damage points on them, allowing you to immediately be able to utilize Cassian and or his effect immediately afterwards. So anyways, we're going to go for Ray's effect to give a +1 to that Arc 170, then that's immediately going to get hit with an open fire, immediately removing it off the board. We're going to go for another Restored 1 Arc 70, this time not hollowed. And then we're going to be able to, of course, swing in the character down the ground there to deal 3 damage to base. If we had 1 extra standing resource, we could have used Cassian's ability to draw 1 card here, because there's not much we could do. So anyways, 3 damage to the to Ray's base there, and then we're just going to go from there for a claim. Nothing else we can really do from here. So anyways, both players now at their 4 resources. Both players, I believe, also flip for 6, so they will as well as that. So we're going to go for the Vigilance to knock out the character, and then we're going to mill 6. Ooh. Oh, man, those are some good mills. Saul Guerrera, interesting choice because of double red here. Another card good is kind of aggression here, especially now with the new commandos in the game as well. So we're going to see the Arc 170 is going to attack. It should have restored 1 there. On the attack there because it does have Restore 1, so that Ray's base should actually be 2 damage right now on it. And we're going to go for the Saw. I don't even know what that Saw Guerrera even does. I don't think I've even ever played that Saw Guerrera at all. I believe that's from Spark of Rebellion, by the way. Anyways, we're going to go for 3. We're going to go for a Fleet Lieutenant. We're going to get that plus to his Saw Guerrera, and then immediately going to be able to attack with that, hitting the base for a good fat 10 there. So we're going to go for 10. We're going to go for the Kane and Jarrus here. Again, that's a great card there. We're going to go for the Audi, and then we're going to go for Ray. Ray's effect to give an experience token to the Arc 170, not the Kane and Jarrus. That is a big fat cheat right there. That is not how Ray works. Ray gives it to a unit with 2 or less power on it. Kane and Jarrus is 4 power. That is, last time I looked at that, that is not correct at all. So that is a miss. That is a miss on both of the players there. So we're going to go for the Saw swinging in for its 5 here. And then we're going to go for the Kanan to kill over the Audi, taking 2 damage there. And then we're going to go for, of course,
then we're going to go for the heal. We took a mill, so I believe we milled 2. So anyways, then the Fleet Lieutenant is going to attack my camera, starting to go out of focus. We're going to go swing for the Arc 170. Swinging for 2. We're going to go for Fighters for Freedom. Again, we did have dealt 3 or more damage, so we do have the ability to Cassian to immediately go for the draw 1 here. We're mainly going to go for 𝐕𝐃𝐻, I believe, and dealing 1 damage from the dealing 1 damage for that. Oh no, 𝐂𝐍, I believe it absolutely whiffed. Not a single heroic card. So again, any cards you could choose, you can choose to whether or not to send them to your back to the top of your deck, or send them to the or send them off to the grave here. So I don't know what they decide to do with that. Anyways, we're going to go for the Ray to give itself a lightsaber as well. Then we're going to go for the Cassian to... Oh, Cassian has Saboteur on it, so it does able to dodge right over that Sentinel. And then immediately going to swing in. It's going to give itself a +1 total, which is a complete lie once again, because Ray gives it only to 2 power of 2+ onto it. So that is a complete mishap on all of Ray, unless Ray has been retconned that I don't know about onto it. But yeah, no, it says right there 2 power. So they are absolutely just, the Ray player is absolutely just cheating the system. The cheater, playing the Ray and just cheating away at it too. Completely misusing Ray's ability. They did have legal targets, by the way. So we're going to go for aggression. We're going to knock out the lightsaber off of the Ray here. And then we're going to be able to then deal the damage, deal the 4 damage to it there. So I'm going to put it up to 6 here. So it looks like we're still on discussion. So aggression to knock out that, and then we're going to deal the damage. Okay, so I guess we're going to go for knocking out both counters. I don't know why we automatically... Oh, okay, so I guess we're killing the Ray as well. So, okay, so we're going to murk the Ray with the aggression here, and then we're going to be able to knock out the lightsaber. Immediately going to have the Kayn and Jarrus kill off the Fighters for Freedom. We are going to mill the top card of the deck there. With the Kayn and Jarrus ability to go for the heal as well. So there's the talk. So it's just going to heal 1 there because there's only 1 aspect on that card. So anyways, we're going to mill the Fang. We're going to go for the Fleet Lieutenant into the Village Protectors, and then Village Protectors 2 damage to the base here as well. And then we're going to go for Saw to kill off the Village Protectors, taking back 2 damage as well. Then we're going to go swing for the 2 from the Arc to then deal that. So pretty nice so far. Not exactly sure who's winning out just yet. We're going to go for the Vigilance. We're going to heal the 5 and then mill the 6 as well. And some pretty okay mills there. Once again, the Vigilance has hit some good things out of the Cassian player's deck and has milled out them, meaning that they are 1 step closer to actually physically dying there as well because of that. Anyways, we're going to go for another Village Protectors on down to protect our base here as well. So after that, we're just going to move on to the next round. Next phase here. So far, I'm not exactly sure who's winning this one. This has been interesting, though. That is some very blatant cheating from the Ray side, because Ray specifically says a unit that's with 2 power or less, and we gave it to a Kayn and Jarrus that has 4 power, and we gave Ray a token to herself when she had 5 power on her. Typically, Ray on attack can give it to herself to become 3, so then no longer she can do it. So that's an absolute misplay of the Ray effect. As we're going to go for another Fires of Freedom again, in a deck that's all about red. I don't think you're going to have any problem finding some red cards to play down with 4 Fires of Freedom. Anyways, Kanan's going to swing again for that damage. We're going to mill, healing back 2 because the Cassian has aggression and heroic on it. We're going to go for Daring Ray to do 2 damage to our opponent's base there instead of anything. So anyways, we're just going to go for, or maybe no, I think they hit it off the shield off of the, not exactly sure where that Daring Raid went. But anyways, we're going to just swing for the Fighters for Freedom. Killing, going for that. I'm not exactly sure why the Village Protectors died there, but anyways, nonetheless, Adi coming down, so this has been very interesting. We're going to go for the Ray here, and then we're going to go for, of course, then and Daring Ray to kill off the Kayn and Jarrus here that has been illegally having an extra health point onto it, and then Fires for Freedom to that, and then ping 1 more damage onto the base because we did use a red card here, and then of course now question is what do you want to do? So we're just going to pass from there. I don't know who has the initiative. This first game has been quite an odd one, that's for sure, because technically we've gotten cheating all over the place on the Ray side of it, but sometimes that just happens. I'm not sure how both players miss the fact that Ray Ray's effect shouldn't have given Ray the token and Kane and Jers the token, but sometimes people don't read the cards. Remember, folks, make sure that you always are checking your opponent's cards as well. As we see the Fleet Lieutenant going in for the attack here, we're going to pay the 2. We're going to put down a Loth Wolf to protect ourselves from that Audi coming down, attacking here, as we're going to go for aggression once again. We'll be able to restand a guy, so we're going to kill off the Loth Wolf, and then the secondary effect that we want to do is we're going to restand the Fleet Lieutenant with its effect as well, because you can restand a guy with 3 or less power. We're just going to go for Anakin Skywalker, immediately murking off the Fleet Lieutenant with that -3 from it, because there was no villainy cards coming out. We've only seen heroic cards. So anyways, we're going to go for the Audi, swinging 2 into the base, and then we're going to swing the Arc 170, heal back 1 there, and then we're going to go for the A-Wing here. And then Cassian, we did deal at least 3 damage to the enemy base, so we'll be able to draw 1 here, which is real nice. Giving us an additional draw is never a bad thing at all. But it does look like the Ray player is definitely going to have the upper hand here. It is 19 to, I suppose, 19. Actually, they're tied. They are physically tied right now. So anyways, the Ray player did get the initiative here. So Ray is going to swing into the Audi, knocking that out there, and then finishing that off. And then we're going to go for the Wolf to come out. Again, the base cannot be healed as long as Wolf is up on the board state. So here, the Arc 170 cannot trigger that. So anyways, we're going to go for Luke Skywalker to kill off the A-Wing here, making sure there's nothing in the sky that can attack with, especially to trigger the Cassian effect. We're going to go for the Cassian Andor out of the smuggle. Then we're going to punch the Cassian Andor into the face with the Anakin Skywalker there, taking 3 damage back to the face there. And I really do think that the Ray player is starting to control the board state. And then we're going to legally use Ray's effect there to get the experience token to the Arc 170. And I do feel like the game is now in Ray's favor here. I'm not sure if it should have always been in Ray's favor because of the cheating, but I don't know. Maybe it did or not. I'm not exactly 100% sure. But nonetheless, I think now the game is now in Ray's favor as we swing for the 3 here, but there's no way to stop all of that heavy damage coming in from the 6-7, the 5-7, and then I think the 4-7 from Ray, and then the 3 there. So anyways, we're just going to kill off Wolf here so we can allow to heal off our base with our guys. We're going to go open fire to knock out Ray here as well. And then, of course, we still have the Luke can swing to put that up to 28 damage. We're going to go for Doom, the good man Doom. Going to give an experience token to each and every single non-vehicle unit on your board and the regrouping phase. And we're going to go for the Luke. Why aren't we just going for the game is beyond me. The game is right then and there. I guess both our players just really wanted to extend out the gameplay for you all instead of actually going for base. They decide to play the long game, apparently. Anyways, now we're going to hit the base for 3 damage. And then we're going to illegally trigger... Oh, no, wait, right. No, that's a legal trigger. Doom technically is a 2-7. So technically, Ray can buff up Doom here. And then we're just going to look at some cards there, and we're going to concede it on the Cassian side, giving it to Ray. So game 1 was... I'm not sure if Cassian could have won game 1 if Ray hadn't cheated 2 experience tokens out of the middle of nowhere to 2 character, to Ray buffed by a lightsaber, and to Cassian Andor, which were both very illegal. And then in the late game, decide to actually legally use Ray's effect. But nonetheless, that doesn't really matter. Let's see if Cassian Andor can force game 3 as we move into game number 2. All right, folks, here we go for game number 2. Both our players are ready. We're going to have a Wolf. I apologize. My camera is going out of focus here. And it looks like the Ray side had nothing to play on that start of the turn there. Ooh, not something we want to see, as the Wolf is down, which means we're immediately going to be able to swing that 3 damage onto our opponent's base, utilizing its effect. As we're going to go for the Ezra Bridger down here. Once again, on attack, you can give an experience token to a Spectre or to a creature. We have seen both of those in this Ray deck before. So a lot of cards in the thing there, but I guess my Ray player completely forgot that they needed a resource at the start of the turn. So anyways, so they spent their 3 here for the Ezra Bridger there, and then tapping it down. We're correcting all of that. So anyways, we're going to have Wolf swing in for the 3 damage there. That is going to allow us to pay 1 for the Cassian to draw 1, and we're going to go for the A-Wing in the sky. We are going to trigger the Cassian Andor to draw 1 there. Ray side just not playing you right today. Just missed completely resourcing at the start of the turn, which is very important to the game. I'm not sure how legally judging that would have worked. I think you would have lost that one. But anyways, this is actually going to be very interesting here, because now we now have the Ezra coming down, able to buff up that Kane and Jers by giving experience tokens as we swing for the 3 damage onto the base there. We're going to go for the Lieutenant, allowing to swing 5 with the A-Wing here. And then again, we'll be able to pay 1 once again and draw another card, because the Wolf did deal 3 damage to the opponent's base. All right, things are going pretty well interesting right now for the Cassian side as well. So as we just have a pass there, no doubt the Ray player took the initiative here. Nothing else they could really do. They already swung their 3 damage from the Ezra, but that Ezra is going to make that Kanan Jarrus get very big, very fast. Killing off the Fleet Lieutenant, killing that off, and then we'll be able to get another experience token to the Kanan Jarrus. We're going to swing there. Again, Kanan can't actually heal here, so Kanan is just going to swing, and they just... Oh, right. Kanan can still mill. He just can't go for the heal. Kanan still technically has to mill. It should have actually been a mill, too. Ezra actually is a Spectre as well. They both... You mill as many Spectres you have on the board. The Ezra Bridger does have Spectre. So anyways, we're going to go for Vigilance to heal 5 and knock out the Wolf. And then we're going to bring out another Fleet Lieutenant so that we can swing the A-Wing in for that 5 damage once again. So far it looks to be in the favor of the Cassian player here. So it looks like, no, they're going to go for the kill the Wolf and mill the 6. So that's what they decided to go with. Paying 2, we're going to put out another Kinta. And then we're going to basically be able to claim the initiative on the Rey side of the board here. So right now, that Kanan actually should have milled 2. I think they only milled 1 card because it mills for each Spectre on the board. And the Ezra Bridger is a Spectre unit. So we're going to swing the Ezra into the Kinta. And then we're going to be able to knock that out, give an experience token to Kanan. And we're going to swing in the 3 damage into the base. Kanan is going to be able to only this time mill 1. And is going to swing for that. So it was healing 2 there because of the heroic and of that. So anyways, then we're going to swing in for another 3 there from the A-Wing as well. So we really have to kind of see what we want to do. We're going to flip for the Rey here. And then we're going to have to kind of figure out what we want to do from here. We're going to go for Cause I Believe In. And 2 so far, 2. Oh my goodness, are they going to whiff again? Wow, that is twice I have seen a For a Cause I Believe In whiff. Clearly, there are not enough heroic cards in the deck. Again, now they get to choose what they want to put on the top, or they could pitch it all to the... bottom of the deck. So I don't know if they put them all on top or not. Doesn't really matter. But that really does suck because that could have pushed the damage threshold up to, if they hit it, up to 27. Cassian flip, Cassian win the game. We know that's not possible because our opponent does have a blocker in hand, as the Rey is going to legally give itself an experience token. We're going to kill off the A-Wing, and then we're going to heal the 5 there. So we're going to save ourselves from getting nearly knocked out here. As we're going to swing for the 4 damage. We're going to draw the 1 card because we dealt the damage. Then we're going to go for the Arc 170 here. Yeah, I think that if they had anything, Daring Ray to deal 2 damage to something on the board. We're going to go for 2 damage onto the Ray there, putting Ray up to 5 damage counters onto it. And then we're going to go for that Daring Ray. We're going to knock out the Ray there just so we don't have to worry about the Ray being up on the board. And we're going to take the draw 2 here. All right, so Cassian definitely does not look like he's still in this, but who knows? I thought he had the win. I thought he definitely had it right then and there. It would have forced out the Village Protectors out of the Rey side so that they could protect itself from the cat. Oh, actually, no, that wouldn't have mattered. Even playing the Village Protectors didn't matter, actually. Also, the Vigilance was really necessary. So we're going to go Power Dark Side, killing Cassian Andor off of the board. Just a superpower card. I know a lot of people will be happy when that is out of the format altogether once we rotate post the release of A Lawless Time. Anyways, we're going to go for the Fighters for Freedom. We're going to have Kanan Jarrus swinging again for his 7 damage. We're going to then mill the top card of our deck. We're going to heal 1 there with the Infiltrator skill. And then we're going to figure out what we want to do next. We're going to go for 4 aggression to pop that, and then restand the Fighters and deal 1 damage to our opponent's base because of the aggressions, because of Fighters of Freedom's effect, because we played an aggression card. We're going to immediately go for Owen Lars, and then we're going to immediately swing in, dealing 3 damage. My opponent's just joking that they should attack the Owen Lars here. And we're going to go for a curse the effective Ray to give Owen Lars. This time, they actually did Ray's effect perfectly fine this time. You know, it just happened to cheat in the start because they missed the resourcing at the start of the game, which would have probably been you probably would have gotten a minor warning and then a game loss. I'm not sure. I'm not a judge for this program, so I'm not sure how that would actually work. But again, we're very friendly here at Valkyrie Vault at our locals, so no one's going to bite your neck if you accidentally forget to side. It isn't a big tournament, it's just a locals. Anyways, we're going to swing in the Fighters for Freedom, dealing 5 damage. The Kanan Jarrus is going to swing again, and that should be the game right there with the Kanan Jarrus swing there, and basically that goes into Rey winning it all against Cassian Andor. So folks, that is it. And man, oh man, was game 1 a stuffed game, 100%. I mean, that game was stuffed because of the Rey mistrigger there of her effect, giving herself experience token while she has a lightsaber attached to herself, as well as giving Kanan Jarrus a token. But nonetheless, game 2 looked like it was going in Cassian's favor. But then again, the Rey just had it. I think they had the win there, folks. They had the win because of Cassian's Saboteur. They had now again. I don't think they would have 100% had the win straight out, but they had the ability to win that turn. If Fighters for Freedom had hit the 4, they would have been at the 7, hitting 2. would have been nice putting them at, and he would have at least needed hit 3 heroic cards, and then Cassian flip, Cassian go for game. The Sagansi has Saboteur. The Sentinel doesn't really matter. He just blocks out the Sentinel, meaning that the Vigilance would have actually had to been used as the card to heal the 5 and potentially nuke something off, and then Cassian could have still flipped and then tried to go for the game there. All that still could have honestly happened. I think that 𝐂𝐍𝐿 is getting a little out of hand really did hurt there when the Ezreal was able to pump up the Kaden by 3 experience tokens, which didn't really help all that much at all, but still. The games look pretty fun, besides game 1 being a cheat fest. But nonetheless, they're both just fun decks, folks. They're really fun for what they can do and how you build them. But nonetheless, you guys let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the gameplay, your thoughts on Cassian, Spark Red, and Ray Blue. What are your thoughts of these guys going into the SEC meta? I think Cassian Spark Red has some good options in this meta now with aggressive tactics, now with the commandos, the Desperate Commandos, and now also with aggression being able to restand the Desperate Commandos and swinging at your opponent's base for 6 plus the 3 it mercs itself for is really, really strong. So I think this Cassian Spark Red actually has some very interesting playability in this format. I don't think it's going to make it by any means meta relevant, but still it has some really fun things they could do. But I'm not so certain about Ray Blue, but nonetheless Cassian I think is going to be a lot of fun. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments as well as in the gameplay if I missed anything else these players I missed when recapping this video. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell so you can notify when my videos go live for you. And we'll see you here next time on Dragons TCG.